Lumen Field. How about that? Welcome to Thursday Night Football. We ready to roll? Really fired up about this game tonight. You know, our guys really wanted to turn things and get back on track. And even with all of the situations, with all the guys in and out in the lineup and all that, it just didn't matter tonight. And the guys played really well across the board. Special teams were lights out for us. Great efforts in coverage and the kicks and all that. The defense did a really nice job tonight. Gave up 50-something yards rushing and kept them under wraps. You know, saved the penalties. You know, we really would have had a really big night tonight on defense. Offense played really efficient, no turnovers, which was great. 160-something yards rushing. Rush was really efficient tonight and really sharp. Ran well when he had his chances. You know, it was just a really good night of football, and it was great to see Carlos Dunlap, you know, finish it off on almost a walk-off sack, which was pretty cool and really fun, and great to see him continue to contribute and help us. I know that you've been hearing me talk about it, but we're getting well here soon, and we're going to get better, and we're going to be stronger, and we're going to be better for it, and we have a chance to really put together, you know, a good opportunity here for us by playing good ball week in, week out. So it's a big win playing in the division, and you know, to come out of it first place, that's a good deal for us, and we're fired up about it. A couple days off too. Guys are going to get 3 days off, so it's a mini break for us, and we'll take advantage of that. We've got to kick butt COVID-wise, and then we'll come back and get going for the next week.
Corbin Smith.
Hey, Pete, you were talking all week about the need to get balance on offense, and it was clearly evident with Carlos Hyde out there what a difference that he made for the offense with his hard running, the juice that he gave you guys. How much did you see that impact the game plan defensively for the Cardinals?
I mean, it felt like the Seahawks, you know. It felt like the Seahawks that we've all seen over the years. Carlos did a great job tonight. He did exactly what we needed. We needed him to run hard and run tough, knock people backwards, and make extra yards with you know, his juice. And the guys up front responded with him. You know, I don't know, we had 80 yards or something like that. That was a really good contribution to this effort tonight, and it balanced us out, just like we talked about. Russ didn't have to throw for 400 yards to have a big night. He had a big night throwing for, you know, just under 200. And yeah, Carlos had a great factor that he played tonight for us.
Greg Bell.
Pete, what changed for the defense, and how important is a performance like that against a top offense?
Yeah, it's really important for us. You know, we'll see. We got to keep coming back and play and keep going. We're just really, it feels like we're just getting started. You got Jamal out there playing, and you saw more of Jordan Brooks, who's a really good ball player in our base stuff. He played a lot. Carlos did a really nice job. I thought DJ Reed did a really nice job at corner. I thought Trey played really well. So there's a lot of stuff that happened. LJ made a couple huge plays. He had a sack, and he forces the safety down in the end zone. That's just a lot of good stuff. There's no reason that we can't come together and play really good football. There's no reason from this point forward. We just have to get comfortable with everybody that's on, you know, that's out there. And Shaq will return to us when we come back. Some pretty good things are happening, so I'm really excited. It was a good night for us.
Joe Fan.
Pete, did you have an idea that explosives in the passing game might be hard to come by? It looked like Russ didn't really try to force much downfield. Lots of stuff schemed open off boots and play action.
I thought it fit just right. I thought Russ did exactly what he said he was going to do. He came back and tried to play really good, solid football and make sure that, you know, he made really good, quick, decisive decisions. Did it. His scrambles were really effective tonight. His movement was great. I thought all of his decision making was excellent. He didn't force anything. He didn't put us in any kind of harm at all, and had a great night of football.
How much of that is on Brian Schottenheimer for getting him in good spots and, you know, kind of a bounce back game for him?
Yeah, I think it was a good night for the whole crew. You know, Brian, Austin, Davis, those guys working with Russ. And Dave Canales, those guys, you know, they're all teaming together to make sure that we're giving us the best chance to do things, you know, consistently, well, and we did it, you know, and so it was a nice night.
Brady Henderson.
Hey, Pete, what did you think of just Carlos's game tonight and the difference he's made in the whatever it is 3 games that he's been with you guys?
Yeah, he's really he's been a boost. You know, we've had a lot of sacks in the last 3-4 weeks now, and that's changing things. I don't know what we had tonight, but it was enough to make a factor. You know, in the pass rush. He really helps us, and we desperately needed him. You know, for the first week, you barely knew what was going on. Week 2, he's getting it going. He really is comfortable now. It fits right in, and it was really thrilling to see him come up with a game winner like that.
And do you have an update on Greg Olson?
Yeah, it's a little early, but he has a fascia tear injury that he's had before in his other foot. He knows exactly what it is, and sometimes when it ruptures like it did, we think it's the best thing for a quick recovery. So we'll see what happens, and wish him the best, and hopefully he can make it back. The fact that he's already had this before really helps him understand what's coming up.
Just to clarify, I'm sorry, when you say make it back, are you talking about back next season or potentially later this season?
I don't know that yet. There's been some marvelous returns for guys who do that rupture their fascia that would blow you away. Right now he's in really a lot of discomfort and all that, but you know, we'll see what happens. We'll hold a good hope and see. I can't tell you anymore. That's why it's pretty early to be talking about it, obviously.
Thanks.
Tim Booth.
Pete, what led to the decision to go with Damian at center, and then along with that, do you have an update on Brandon Shell's injury?
Well, that's our best choice. You know, he's such a good athlete, and of course, I mean, right off the bat, he gets in trouble on the play, and had a couple penalties tonight. You know, I mean, his head was full of all kinds of thoughts. It was a marvelous job by him to pull that off. You know, he started working it last week. He had been taking snaps, you know, during the early season and stuff, but he really, because of the injuries last week, he had to get ready to maybe to back up, and so now he's forced to action, and he pulled it off, you know, and so in a winning effort. He's a really, really good football player. He's really smart, and he's so poised. He handled it really well, and he'll only get better. So that just makes him that much more versatile.
Mark Schwartz.
Pete, as you mentioned,
wait, hold on one second. You asked about Brandon Shell. Brandon Shell got a sprained ankle. I don't know how bad it is. I don't know that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Pete, you talked earlier about how Carlos Dunlap really didn't know what he was doing because he was new to the team. Now that he's been with the team for a few weeks, what kind of impact do you think that he could have on your season given his pedigree?
Yeah, well, first off, you know, he did everything he could. He showed up on Wednesday, so the first week, and so it's pretty hard to really absorb all the stuff you have to absorb here. But anyway, he is going to be a big factor for us. He just is a really good football player. He's a monster of a guy out there. He knows the game. He can adjust well. He's flexible and can do a lot of things for us. He's learned his stuff beautifully already, and away we go. So I think it's a very positive effect on us at this point, and it's going to be only better. You know, we're a couple weeks away from seeing Taylor come back to us too. That might be a real good boost we can get, and it'll be nice to see how it all fits together here. We got Benson Mayowa back for the first time in a while. I don't know how much Benson played yet, but it was great to have him back out there too.
Art Teal.
Pete, you guys got 3 sacks and 7 quarterback hits on Murray after getting 0 first meeting. What was the biggest difference?
I think, you know, Kenny went after him differently and adjusted stuff from the last time we played him. You know, maybe you don't see it this way, but the last time we played them, until like 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, we had been in pretty good shape with these guys, and we'd done some really good things. I went back and watched the film tonight before the game just to go ahead and see it one more time, and we played like that throughout the whole game this time. So we were adjusted, we were ready, and we took advantage of Carlos being part of it, and some of the situations we moved some guys around, and it worked out really well.
Jackie Montgomery.
Pete, you touched on it earlier, but Arizona came into the game leading the league in rushing. How are you guys able to eliminate that from their attack?
It was really, Jackie, it was a really good job by the guys on the edge, and Carlos was part of that. You also saw KJ as part of that. Alton Robinson came in, and Benson. All those guys had to do their job to keep that running game from getting on the perimeter. You saw him get out a couple times, but really just play after play after play, the guys just kept executing really well, and were really disciplined about it. And this guy poses so many problems. He's been a nightmare for defenses, and tonight we felt like we had a pretty good feel for what we needed to do, and the guys executed it beautifully.
Curtis.
Yeah, Pete, you mentioned the success of the running game tonight and how big of a boost that was for you. Was it even more so maybe because you had Damian at center, Jamarco at right guard, and Cedric even at tackle later to keep them from teeing off on Russ?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, we got guys jumping in to play for, you know, Damian's never played center. I don't even know if he ever played center when he was a young kid. And you know, Jamarco jumps in at guard, and those are major opportunities for us to be in trouble, and our guys came through. It could have been a hard night against a good group, and it wasn't. The guys came through beautifully. The coaching was organized just right to take advantage of them, and then you could see the feel that Carlos gives us. That's what we've been looking for. That's what we've been talking about. That's what Chris brings, and it's we're a whole different team in style when those guys are pounding away at it. So, you know, Chris will play next week unless he has a setback. He'll be ready to go. Rashad Penny is only a couple weeks away from being back. So we're getting stronger if this works out, right? And we could be really healthy going down the stretch here.
Masvidal.
Is that the epitome of optimism? we're leading the league in injuries. You know, I'm telling you how strong we're going to be down the stretch. But I don't know. That's what it feels like.
Fair enough, Coach. Going back to the defense, the discipline and execution, is that due to the continuity that's building? Because you've talked about that.
Yes.
Is this what it looks like?
It is. It's what we've been waiting to see, and you just have to keep the guys out there together so that they can communicate. There were so many situations in this game tonight when KJ to Jamal to Bobby, and to Diggsy, and talking about stuff that we had to fix and tweak as the game was going on, and their ability to just handle that and make good choices and stuff just kept us a step ahead the whole time, and that's what happens when you play together. That's what continuity looks like, and that's what you know, that you just have to be out there and you have to find the time. We have not logged enough time together to max it out, but you know, who cares? That's already gone. It's what we're going to do about it now that counts, and we'll see if we can pull this thing together.
Last one for Coach Chris Francis.
Hey, Coach. DK Metcalf, obviously a lot has been made about him going up against, tougher DBs, but he handled himself well tonight against Patrick Peterson, and there was a brouhaha there in the middle. How did you see him perform tonight?
I thought he played excellent football. I mean, we had a few more shots that we're trying to get there. One thing led to another, that we couldn't get the ball out to him rush-wise or something like that, and he was ready to really go tonight. Now I thought he played a terrific game. He was tough as always. And, you know, he got him riled up, and we got a big penalty when we needed one.
Thank you.
Okay, see ya.
Next up, Carlos Hyde.
It's crazy. I envision myself being here, too.
All right, let's start with Jackie Montgomery.
Hey, Carlos. First of all, how did it feel to be back out there after missing 3 games, and how did you feel like you made such an impact tonight?
No lie, in the beginning, I was a little winded, though. I had to get that gameplay win back. But, after that, I started to settle in, and things started to click. The run game started getting going, and, it felt great, though, being back out there with my guys.
Mark Schwartz.
Hey, Carlos, first of all, what was it like for you to put that hit on Patrick Peterson near the goal line? What kind of impact do you think that had? And secondly, tonight was kind of a tale of 2 Carloses, you and Mr. Dunlap. What has he meant to the team and to this particular game?
First, we'll start with the run. The run was just, that's just part of my game. Running physical, running hard. Guy gets my way right there at the end zone. I got to go through him right there. Don't take anything away from Pat Pete. Great player right there. But he was in the way of the end zone, so, unfortunately, had to layer the boom on him. But, Carlos Dunlap has been great. You know, great addition for us. That last sack right there, I seen the play happen the whole time. He came with a swim move, you know, on the sideline, yelling, get him, get him. He got Kyler Murray down, you know, huge play for us, man. I'm happy for him. His first game in Seattle, huge for us, huge. Came up huge for us.
Joe Fan.
Lois, I heard you just say to Pete as you were walking away, you envisioned yourself being at the podium. Is this something you were hoping for? You know, having missed some time and getting to come back into the.
Yeah, I just envisioned it, you know, before the week even happened. Just envisioned myself, you know, having a good game, playing a clean game. That was the thing I wanted to do, just play a clean game. It was my first game back. You know, I just wanted to play clean. I'm not trying to do anything out of the ordinary and just, you know, run the ball, protect Russ, and just keep it going, catch the ball well. You know, that was just my mindset coming in, and just, you know, I had a feeling I would be talking, you know, after the game, and look where I'm at. So.
Do you have a sense of how important you would be in this one and how much a physical running game could help this team?
Yeah, I mean, I've just, because I've been out, you know, for a while, so I've been, you know, watching the games from home, and our run game was definitely, you know, missing, you know. So, you know, that was huge for us to get me back. Soon here we have Carson back, so having us both back would be huge. So it was definitely important for us to get the run game going. It helped balance our offense out today also. So we was able to hit passes, run the ball, you know, move down the field, you know, how we play.
Curtis.
Yeah, Carlos, would you have known that this was Damian Lewis's first start at center, given the way that he played in front of you tonight? And what was it like working behind that line and the performance they did with some shuffling going on up front?
Yeah, I didn't, you know, being out there, I wouldn't have thought that this was D. Lewis' first time playing center. Even earlier in the week, you know, I was wondering, you know, like, did D. Lewis ever play center before in college? You know, I was thinking that to myself, you know, but he did a hell of a job, you know. Hats off to D. Lewis. He did a hell of a job handling that, especially in a short week and you have to go play center. He did a hell of a job. The offensive line did a good job, you know. We did protecting Russ, you know, holding up, giving Russ time. They did a good job opening lanes for me tonight, just allowing me to get behind my pads and run downhill.
All right. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bobby Wagner will be up shortly. If you didn't hear me, Bobby Wagner is on his way.
Coming to the stage, we got none other than the best linebacker in the business. You feel me? Bobby Wagner. Let me get a round of applause for him.
This dude's crazy.
Let's get it.
Greg Bell, you have a question for Bobby?
Sir. What changed tonight? What was different that hasn't been there in the last 3, 4, 5, the whole season?
I think the energy was there. I think the focus was there. The execution was there. You know, I think obviously we understood this game was big, and you know, the way that they, you know, won the last game, we didn't want them to do it on a home field. Especially, we just renamed it something else, so we didn't want them to win. So I just felt everybody was locked in, and we executed.
You think your mixes of blitzes might have confused? And there were a couple times they did wide receiver screens, but you dropped off and you were out there waiting on it. And other times you brought extra blitzers when they weren't ready. Did you see that mix affecting them?
Yeah, definitely felt like, you know, it was causing a little bit of confusion. I definitely felt like, you know, after the first game, we learned a lot and understood, you know, what they were trying to do. And, you know, just watching the last few games, what teams were trying to do when they saw us blitzing. And so a lot of the teams were checking out and doing, you know, jailbreak screens and things like that. So a lot of it is just intellect and learning from other games.
Thank you.
Joe Fan.
Bobby, during some of you guys' struggles at the beginning of the year, throughout the season, quarterbacks have just been really comfortable in the pocket. Given his athleticism, he's a hard guy to make uncomfortable. But how were you guys able to make him uncomfortable while not losing contain and limiting his rushing yards?
I think we executed the blitzes, we executed the calls. I think, the big thing was everybody had to stay in their gap. Nobody can kind of pick and choose, what gap they were going to be in. They had to own their gap because, he was a guy that was going to find it. And we didn't want to give him an opportunity to get out, break outside, find those gaps. And so I think we just played really sound defense. Everybody did their job. We executed the plays that the coaches were calling, and really felt like we just played fast.
AJ McCord.
Bobby, I know last game out when Kyler Murray was just all too comfortable in the pocket, that was something that you took very personally. How did you convey that to the defense as one of the leaders to make sure that everyone was locked in on a short week?
I think last game, you watched him. I believe we had 1 or 0 hits on him. And a guy like that sitting back there having all the time in the world with his ability to extend the play and escape was going to make it really, really hard for our, the coverage. And so, it was just reminding the guys we had to get to this guy. We had to make him uncomfortable. That was the only way we were going to, have a chance to win this game is to get in his face, make him move around and, throw the ball on the run versus just sitting back and, having time to read all his looks. And so I think the D-line did a great job of getting to him and definitely felt like he felt us.
And Carlos Dunlap, at that 2-minute warning, he was bopping around, looked like he was just stoked to be out there. What kind of energy was he bringing, especially towards the end of the game?
He was bringing a lot of energy. He was, imagine that there were fans were there, and so it was funny to see. I think it's going to be great whenever we, have fans, so guys like him and Jamal can really feel like what this atmosphere is like. But, he's been done a great job. His energy is contagious, and you saw it.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Bobby, how much of the turnaround for the defense has been just guys taking pride in their job?
I think a lot of it is pride. A lot of it is pride.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You asked about the defense and our pride.
Yeah, go ahead.
But, yeah, I think a lot of it was pride. I think, when you're giving up the yards that we've been giving up and the plays and things of that nature, at the end of the day, from a player standpoint, it comes down to pride. And do you have it and do you have heart? And, I think we showed that. And, I would like to say it's a step in the right direction, but, we need to be consistent with it. So it's good to do it one time, and we have to continue to do it.
Larry Stone.
Yeah, along those lines, Bobby, can a game like this have a carryover effect now that you guys have seen what you can do when you kind of put it all together? Can you carry that forward?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like, it's a confidence boost for everybody, but especially the new guys that just got here, the younger guys that haven't been a part of some of the games that we've had in the past and, haven't had their own moments. And so I think it's a really good confidence builder to be in that position, game on the line. We have to get a stop. We get the stop. I definitely feel like that builds confidence with your defense.
Let's go back to Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, Bobby, to be able to keep Kyler hemmed in on the edges, not get out and beat you in the running game, and to be able to provide the pass pressure that you did, you might lose one or the other against an athlete like that, but to do it together, how big of a step was that for you guys tonight?
Yeah, it was really big because I think it was a team effort. Everybody was locked in and understand. The last game we let him just sit back there, and when he didn't sit back there, he kind of escaped and kind of got around. And so, with a guy like that, you got to take something away. You can't give him everything. He's already good. When you give him everything, it becomes even better. So we had to take something away. Definitely felt like everybody was locked in and, on their jobs, executing their assignments. And we got to him a few times. We rushed him a few times, got some sacks on him. And so, again, I definitely felt like he felt us more than last game.
Last one for Bobby, Jackie Montgomery.
Hey, Bobby, Arizona, they had the best run defense or the best run attack coming into this game. How are you able to limit them and take that out of their attack?
I think it's just, understanding what they were going to do, and for the older guys like myself, KJ and Diggs, just kind of just calling those things out and, letting everybody know what plays coming. And, we saw the plays that they got us the first go around, and so I think they ran some of the similar things. And so it was just kind of going downhill and not, playing with your heels, but attacking them, bringing the fight to them and playing on their side of the ball, which I feel like we did.
And then you touched on Carlos's energy, but what about his performance as a whole tonight and just how he's impacted this defense?
It's been great. He had, I think, a sack earlier, then a sack to win the game. And, his big thing when he got here was he wanted to get after the quarterback, and that's exactly what he's doing. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch his energy. It's fun to watch him try to communicate with the crowd that's not there. And so it's really cool. I'm glad to have him on our team.
Thank you, Bobby.
Appreciate it. Is DK up or no? Who's up next? Oh, okay. Y'all take it easy.
right, here we go. Carlos, Corbin Smith.
Hey, Carlos, Pete was talking about your comfort level being noticeably more comfortable out there in this scheme. You've never changed teams in the middle of the season before in your career. What was the toughest part getting acclimated to this scheme, and what was different tonight?
The toughest part was just, learning a whole different scheme because all the terminology is different. So when you want to communicate to the guys, even though I have, knowledge of situations and how to handle them, I still got to learn to communicate their way. And like Coach talked about last game on the play that I had at TFL, I heard it my way, but, their way is different. So this is part of the process.
Larry Stone.
Yeah, Bobby mentioned that you may have been pretending that the crowd was there. Was that to help you get psyched up?
Yeah.
And how did that work?
I was just visualizing, being on this side with the 12 versus against the 12 in my previous occurrences. And, I'm always one to get the crowd involved. And, this is what we did. We did what we had to do to close the game. Us as a D-line, Jay Reed was hitting them. Benson was back out there with us. Puna, happy birthday, Puna. LJ. Yeah, Rasheem, and then Snacks out there making stops. As a defensive line, we think the sky's the limit. We continue to get guys back healthy and get in rhythm. And, when offense gives us opportunity and the coverage is that good, they shut down Hop all game. So, they gave us the opportunity to keep him running around. And I like my odds. I'll chase after a squirrel all day.
Mark Schwartz.
Carlos, given how emotional you were and how energetic you were all night, what was it like for you to use that swim move on the final play of the game and get to a guy who's just been destroying the entire league for the entire season and put him down?
It was surreal, man. I honestly, with the way that the sideline erupted, I could only imagine what it would have been like if the 12s were in there. This team is very exciting. I'm happy to be a part of it. I can't tell you, in more ways than none. I can't go into much detail, but like I said, it's super surreal. It's refreshing. I feel lighter, rejuvenated, and I'm excited to, continue to go to work. They brought me here to do one job. And I like to say that I'm happy that I was able to get it done.
Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, Carlos, in addition to getting the game-clinching sack there at the end, they traded for you to come in and help fix the pass rush that has really been struggling. And this is a group now, since you've gotten here, you guys have 13 sacks in 3 games. Just how big of a boost is it for you to help kind of kickstart this thing and get to where you guys are right now?
Yeah, I'm just excited. They said I was coming here to, save a rush, but I see, we getting guys healthy, and all of these guys are getting sacks. It's not like I got the whole 16. I think we got 16 in the last few games. It's not. I only got 2 out of those, So to say I came to fix the rush, we just had to put ourselves in better situations. And, get guys healthy on the edge. The corners getting healthy, still getting guys more healthy, and getting D-line back, getting that depth back. And, when the offense is controlling the ball game like they did, running, scoring at will, long drives, I think the sky's the limit. That's a great recipe that I love. Everybody, special teams, too. Special teams was on it, too, today, too. They was electric, flying around and getting key plays when needed.
Joe Fan.
Carlos, when we first chatted with you, you mentioned that you still believe you're a top-flight pass rusher in this league. How much of living up to that billing is being a closer at the end of games and being able to get that clutch sack?
This is just the start, I still got a full story to write. I still got to prove, a point and show up when called upon. This is something that I personally still see myself being able to do for years to come, and I hope you got a taste of it today, and there's going to be more games to play, so I just got to continue to show up, and, this is what they brought me here for. So I'm just happy I could deliver. PC was fired up. He almost tackled me on the sideline. That was crazy to see a head coach that involved and you know, the whole sideline was like our 12s today. That everybody was locked into the game the whole way through. You know, no matter who was out there. Field goals, everybody was celebrating, seeing Bobby and Russ running out there after every field goal. You know, this is a whole different environment, man. The culture here is very lovely and it's contagious.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Carlos, did you call a game?
Ball game. Yes, sir. Walk them down.
All right, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Art Teal.
Carlos, the safety was huge. What did you see on that play, and what did you say to Collier?
Me and Puna saw LJ work a great move, and you know, anytime you're in the end zone or close and backed up, and you get one of those calls, you do like this, and you just do your little dance. You know, safety. Yeah.
Thanks.
AJ McCord.
So, Carlos, you said it's refreshing and you feel lighter since joining the Seattle Seahawks team. What is it exactly about this team that helps you feel that way?
It's just contagious. The culture from, you know, upstairs, the city to the valet of the hotel that I was staying at when they first put me here, how in tune everyone is, how positive everyone is, consistently. Even, you know, with the way that we started off, we had those 2 losses back to back. Everyone was consistently positive. No one was second guessing anything. Everybody was honest with themselves, willing to work, acknowledge what we needed to do better, and we worked at it. And, you know, it's just all the layers of the culture here. It's just positive, you know, believe in it. You know, the leaders, Russ, DB, and Bobby, you know, they speak it, they follow up, and they're out there on the front lines doing it with you. You know, that's just, you know, they lead the way, and I'm just trying to find my place.
Greg Bell.
Sir, take us to the last play, specifically 4th and 10. You had to rush the entire second half. He's been scrambling and extending plays. What were you expecting? What'd you get? How'd you get there so cleanly?
Well, we were mixing it up. Coach was heating them up, and me and Reed got a couple opportunities. He hit them the play previous, working together with him. And then, you know, we got an opportunity where both of us was like, okay, 1-on-1. And, you know, I got my one ball game. I can't explain it any other way. It was just, we just working. We knew the game was on us, and that's how we wanted it. I seen the look in Jay Reed's eyes. I seen the look in LJ's eyes, and I seen the look in Benson's eyes. Everybody was locked in, and, you know, it was an amazing race to see who's going to do it.
Last one for Carlos. Brady Henderson.
Hey, Carlos, you made a comment earlier about how you misheard a call and you heard it as it was your old defense. Could you help us understand what you meant by that?
Well, PC talked about it last week. That's why I was just alluding back to that, because he called me out for that one. You know, I heard KJ say the word that, you know, in that situation that I would have called in Cincy is called, you know, gap, gap, gap. And, you know, I ran a gap. We got a TFL, but he wasn't talking to me.
I gotcha. And, you know, when you were in Cincinnati earlier this season, where did you see yourself by this point in this season? What did you think was going to – how do you think the season was going to play out for you personally?
You know, I was fully committed. You know, I never saw myself putting on a different jersey until I saw that they were fully committed to moving on from me. And, you know, once I realized how serious they were and how committed they were to it, you know, I started doing what I had to do for me. And, you know, talked to Mr. Brown one-on-one multiple times leading up to it. You know, this is the part that no one, you know, hears about. And he was very encouraging. I love those conversations and how honest he was with me during that time. I got a lot of respect for him and that organization. But this is a new chapter. I'm at peace with everything, and I'm excited for what's to become in the future. And, you know, it's electric, just like the screen. Sky's the limit.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Hey, Brady, I think he's talking about that run play against the Bills when he misheard the call and then jumps in the backfield. I think that's what he's talking about. That's the wrong call.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys hear me?
Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, Russell, first off, DK says he wants an apology for the fastball you hit him in the face mask with.
Yeah, I gave him the Randy Johnson fastball there on that one. A good old Seattle reference. But he went right behind Patrick Peterson there and tried to get, laser one into him there, and ball hit him right off the nose, I think. So we were joking about it in the locker room a little bit.
And then Tyler, on Tyler's touchdown, is that kind of a design kind of double move, or is that just him moving to space like he's so good at as well?
We have some little magic and some things here. I don't like talking about plays too much, but that was a great play by him. He did a great job of spinning out and making a great play.
Ben Arthur.
Russell, how much better does Carlos Hyde's running style, just who he is, the way he attacks holes, how much better does he make your offense?
Well, Carlos is a great runner. I mean, he had a tremendous job today. We knew we wanted to be physical with these guys, when we did run it, and he was physical as could be. I mean, he had so many great runs, so many great plays. He was special today, and he's been great for us, when he's been in there. And so, I love the type of runner he is, the type of person he is too. And he's a guy who's rushed for over 1,000 yards, done some amazing things in this league. A great vet that's really helped us out, and he was terrific today. And then guys like DJ Dallas have been great for us too. He made a couple key plays for us today, some third downs and different things. And so, just really excited about how the running backs played today. They did some great things in the passing game and obviously the running game.
What is this offense capable of when you guys are as balanced as you were today?
Well, I think that we're capable of anything all the time. I think that, obviously to not have our running backs and stuff like that, obviously guys like Chris Carson and guys like Carlos, I mean, some of the best in the league, and so anytime you lose some of the best players, in the league, that always hurts a little bit for sure. So we're really excited about getting Carson back and Carlos and what those guys can help us do and give us so much versatility. We want to be able to obviously throw it and do our things in the passing game, but obviously too we want to be able to run it. And we love running it. And we love that attack of being able to run the football so efficiently, making huge first downs. Anytime we can rush for, I'm not sure what we rush for, but I would assume 150 to 200. I don't know, but 165, yeah. So I mean, we had a lot of amazing runs, and that controls the game. We got to a lot of checks, a lot of plays. Changed the plays a bunch, and got to some really cool runs. And Coach Shadi and I were on it all day, just communicating. I thought he called a great game. We made it challenging for their defense. They're a great defense. They had all these different pressures, all these different things that they do, so much versatility that they do, and we really did a good job of protecting it and blocking it up and doing some things and being prepared. We to come in on a Thursday night for defense and a team like that with Arizona and how much stuff they do, the versatility, the experience of what we've been able to do in the past, and just preparation, how we do things, and it was all preparation. I think the win goes to the preparation column, because I think that we did an unbelievable job of getting prepared for them and getting ready to play football.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Masvida.
Yeah. Hey, Russ, you've talked about in the last week about not just simplifying things and not overcomplicating things. What was that like for you this game in that? And how much fun was it for you just to play the game?
Yeah, I love playing this game. I think it's a great question, Masvida. I think, obviously I love playing this game, and there's always, highs and lows. There's always tough challenges, but I think great players always know, one, how to be consistent, and two, how to consistently adjust and how to consistently overcome. And I think that for me, that's my mentality all the time. I tell you guys all the time, I want to be neutral. I want to be able to remain calm in the midst of the storm, this and that. And just, I know the kind of player that I am. I know what I'm capable of, and they do too, you know what I mean? And I think that the other team and stuff like that. So just staying in attack mode. I think that we were able to do that in the passing game today. We had some key plays. We had some plays that got called back, actually, that, and just stuff like that. But so we had even more out there. And I thought it was a great game. I think ultimately for me personally, like I told you guys last week, I know who I am. I know what kind of player I am. I'm never going to doubt it. And, we let it rip and do some cool things today. And just felt completely in control of the whole game, in terms of all the calls that we were doing at the line and different things that we were doing.
Jackie Montgomery.
Hey, Russ, you talk about those calls at the line. What did you think of D. Lou and his performance getting the start at center and just the offensive line as a whole?
Man, I don't think D-Lou's ever played center before. Is that right? I think that he has never played center before. I mean, he did a tremendous job, stepping in there all week, honestly, especially on a short week against Arizona Cardinals, all the things they do. But I thought he was super confident. He adjusted throughout the game. He made great calls. I mean, we were on the same page, me and him. There was a couple plays here and there, but I mean, I thought to be a rookie, to be such a great guard, and then have to move to center this game and not knowing what's going to happen here. And I thought he did a tremendous job. He's one of my favorite rookies on the team just because of his approach to the game. He's even keel. He's steady. He's focused. He's ready to roll every week, and he's a tremendous player for us.
Mark Schwartz.
Hey, Russ. Carlos Dunlap spent his entire 11 years with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now he's been with you guys for just a few weeks, and he says he's here to write a new chapter. So far, what has he been writing, and what do you expect the story to play out like after watching him tonight?
Well, first of all, I think you got to give credit to John Schneider and Pete to get a guy like Carlos Dunlap. He's such a superstar. He's this guy who can really help us. You need those kind of players, especially in our division, the kind of guys. Him coming off the edge is a huge factor. I know he sacked me a few times and hit me pretty hard a few times in the past. But, just to have a great guy, great teammate. He's been awesome in the locker room. He's obviously been tremendous on the field. He's such a huge factor to the game, and he calls us, havoc. And to obviously 4th and 10, for him to, make a huge sack, in that situation was an unbelievable play. It won the game for us right there in that moment. And just to have, he's a winner by nature. Maybe he hasn't won in the past as much, but he's a true winner by nature. And just we love it about him. He's a great team player. He's got everything that you want. Obviously the ability, but also the character and the focus and the just how much he loves the game. He's smiling from ear to ear, and hopefully we can keep the winning going.
He says he's been communicating with the crowd that's not there. How has that affected everybody?
Yeah, it definitely has changed a lot. I think obviously, us being in Lumen Field now, I guess we call it. But us being in Lumen Field, I was about to say CenturyLink, but things change, I guess. But for us to be here in Lumen Field and have no fans, it's definitely different. We miss our fans. We miss our 12s. Honestly, it was funny because I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was telling somebody just, how electric this city is. Living, being on Bellevue and all that stuff, you have, was it Snowflake Lane they call it, right? And just going to the hotel and stuff, that you don't have all that energy, even in seeing people wear jerseys and all the energy of our fans. And, and obviously COVID has changed things. Obviously this season is definitely different. But I know our fans are watching at home. They're cheering us on like crazy. And it means a lot to us. And the more support that we can get, obviously, even though you guys aren't here with us physically, it means the world to us. And it's definitely, changed the game a little bit. But I do believe that when you're passionate about the game, like the players that we have as a collective group, it doesn't matter wherever you play it. I used to always say, run to the Buick and get open. Like in the parking lot, run to the Buick and get open. Or run to, so it's like, it's one of those things that, it's fun. So. Just grateful to be able to play this game for sure.
Joe Fan.
Russ, I asked you a couple days ago just about being on time. I felt like the offense was very on time today. I don't know if you felt like maybe there were some stress-free throws there that had been missing in recent weeks, but I'm just curious what you felt like you had in the passing game and what maybe, Shotty was able to assist you with, maybe getting you on the move with some boots and some play actions.
Well, we did a tremendous job. Just like I said, their pressure package is very, very good, all the things they do. I thought this week, the preparation of this week was unbelievable. We've had great weeks, obviously, before and all that, too. And, we've been able to light it up, for the most part of the season. We had a little tough run there for a couple of games, but the reality is some of the things we've been doing in the passing game is really special, because of the receivers, the tight ends that we have, the running backs, all the things they do. The offensive line's been, great, throughout the season and battled throughout the season. And there's been some tough challenges, a bunch of injuries and things that we've had to overcome. But to come out today after, some of the stuff we've gone through the past couple of weeks and to be so focused, so dialed in, having no fear, ready to roll. I think that what we were able to do in the protection game, block some things up, make all the calls that we needed to make up front, do all those different things, especially even with D-Lou. being, rookies, to the, being a rookie, but also being a center in his first game to go against these guys, and how he handled all my calls and all the different things that we were doing. He was tremendous. And I think the receivers really made some special plays today, key plays and the key moments, tight ends and stuff like that. So I thought we were able to do everything we wanted to do.
Greg Bell.
Russ, how reassuring was that performance by your defense tonight, and what do you think changed?
Well, the huge thing is the defense just keeps getting better and better, and we're excited. We're excited about, who we are as, as a team. We believe that, as we continue to go out through the season, this has always been the case here, is that we always have this growth, and this trajectory of continuing to grow and get better. And I think the exciting part for us is that we all sense that, we all feel that, and we can control that too as well, in terms of how we prepare, how we get ready, how each game goes, and we feel really excited about where we're going. I think the defense played unbelievable tonight, especially against a very good offense and all the things they can do. But I thought our defense is unbelievable. Obviously, guys like Jamal, Diggs, Bobby Wagner's, insane. KJ Wright's made some great plays. I think, you think about Carlos Dunlap making that huge sack. I think LJ played a good game, had some key plays. So everybody coming together, and we're going to get healthier, we're going to get better, and we're going to keep growing.
And last one for Russell, Art Teal.
Russ, first play, pass rusher gets right by D. Lou, sacks you. What did he say to you? What did you say to him?
Nothing, just first play of the game, it just happened. He didn't say anything. We're just ready to roll for the next play, I'm not a huge talker out there, Art. I stay focused on the next play, and just transition my mind to the next moment, and the more that you can stay neutral and just focus on the next moment, the next play, that's such a key component of the game, especially playing this position, because they got good players too, and so I thought we played a great game overall. I thought we were really collectively were special today. Excited to keep swinging, keep making plays. And all the things we were able to do. I thought we were really decisive in all our decisions, from the passing game to the running game to the checks and all the stuff we did. I think Shadi called a great game. I thought we all were collectively on our stuff. It was great. We were great in the red zone once again. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and you got to love winning. We love winning. The process, is the key. And, the Seahawks, we like celebrating the wins. So that was huge. Thank you, guys. All right, go Hawks.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.